Oh, given away by Martinez and rolled back in by Salah. Thank you very much. The gift for which he craved.
Redheads.
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 So sick. So sick.
Redheads.
Welcome to Redheads, your West Coast-based Liverpool Football Club podcast. I am your co-host, Ian Locke, joined as always, boy. Get in here, James. We got to talk about this. We won a game!
We won a game. Hello from the other side. The Premier League losing streak ends at 4. No big deal. I mean, our first of all, we're coming to you in a bit of a special format here. This is
exactly
seconds after the final whistle. So it's the post-game reaction, and
game
it's the first win in the Premier League since September 20th. I mean, this is working out great. Working out great. Let's play Villa every week.
Truly, I was just gonna say, what a team to play. We'll get into it, but like you said, first win since September 20th, and you said this before we even started recording. You forgot what it felt like to win. Oh my gosh, it just feels so good. We are going to talk about this game. Like James said, it did just end. Before we talk about it, I do want to get into the midweek game because I feel like it does play a big part. I know. I'm sorry. We do have to talk about the EFL Cup loss to Crystal Palace real quick. First off, James, I think the last episode you and I talked that we wanted to win.
Yeah. I said win that game.
We wanted to win
play
that
some
game.
first team players too.
Right. Yes, exactly. What ended up happening was Slot did, he rotated the squad pretty, essentially the entire squad was rotated. I think by doing so, I think that was a kind of an announcement to the fans that we were not going to take this game seriously. We had quote unquote bigger fish to fry. We had a game against Aston Villa, a must win game, against Aston Villa this Saturday. So we ended up losing that game. I thought, we played pretty well the first 30 minutes. I thought we looked pretty decent. 30,
35 minutes. I was really enjoying the performance, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had debuts from teenagers. I mean, Calvin Ramsey hadn't played a game for 3 years for Liverpool.
Something like that. Yeah. In the same competition, I think the last game was against Derby County in the EFL Cup. He looked surprisingly good. I actually liked his game there. But yeah, I mean, we were playing against a pretty strong Crystal Palace side. They've already had our number twice this season. And once they decided to start playing, they played and they looked really good and they punished us. We ended up losing 3-0. People were up in arms. People were calling for Arne Slot's head. And ludicrous because, guys, if we're being honest, the EFL Cup is like the fourth most priority tournament.
Right, the
fourth
in my
of
opinion. 4.
The fourth of 4, thank you. So we ended up losing, and that was a big call because we lose another loss on the books. And like I said before, that kind of meant we had to put in a performance this game because we rested everyone. And James, we put in a performance. I thought we looked very, very good this game. And we can get into the lineups, we can get into the team sheet. But how did you feel maybe like first 30 minutes going into the game? It kind of felt like a whole other team. We were pressing. Mo Salah was truly a standout performer this game. I thought he actually looked lively. I mean, it did help him that he was playing Lucas Digne. How do you pronounce his name? Digne, thank you.
Yep.
But yeah, from your point of view, was this, how did you feel watching this game? At least like the first half.
Yeah, no, I thought that we looked like ourselves, at least from last season. It was a reversion to the 4-3-3. They dropped Wirtz, which I didn't really like.
Didn't like that.
As a decision, but obviously it paid dividends. But yeah, it was last season's 3, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and McAllister. It was last season's front 3 as much as you can have with Gakpo, Salah, and then of course Ekitike comes in. And then the other thing that surprised me was Robertson started.
Yes.
over Kirkes. And so basically it looked like Slot said, what I've been doing hasn't been working. Let's go back. And we went back and we went forward.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like it was kind of like a 4-3-3, kind of turned into a 4-2-3-1, depending on who had possession of the ball, just where the players were. In terms of the Robertson start, I thought he looked good. It just shows having someone, because I know Kirkes can run with the ball, but someone who can run with the ball at his feet and not maybe lose it halfway through
Right,
a
and
dribble.
can also pass the ball.
Look, I hope to God that Kirkes will shed this Alberto Moreno skin that he's been wearing these past few games. But Robertson looked so assured on the ball. He made great runs. He had a couple great passes. And again, from the players I think were having kind of iffy moments this season, Robertson being one of them. McAllister, I think, had a great game. And then, like I said before, Mohamed Salah really took he took charge of that right wing, I think.
Yeah, I thought that he looked so much sharper on the ball. His passing to, again, Szoboszlai and Bradley today was so much sharper as well. But yeah, the triangle between, Mo, the right midfielder, and the right back today was back. And it's been missing, for a while, especially with the change of shape.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the triangles were there. There was just like passing patterns that you could see. Like you could see that players knew who to pass to. It kind of felt, I think, again, going back to the Crystal Palace game, the loss, I think having that week off for all these first team players, like you said, pay dividends because it looked like they were actually rested and it looks like they were on the training pitch for a whole week practicing these things. You know what I mean? It felt like it felt like a cohesive team, which was just mind boggling. And I would say like the first half wasn't perfect. I think there were some moments where we were growing into the game. I think a lot of the 50-50 challenges, a lot of the times, like we just could not win second balls for the first for a big portion of that first half. Like any time, there's a few unlucky bounces that didn't go our way. But the fact that we went 15, 20, 25 minutes without conceding a goal, I think just boosted our confidence as the game went on.
Yeah, I mean, not conceding in the first 5 obviously is huge, but just not conceding
it was
for
massive.
The first half an hour. And, we had chances where just a little bit of a sharper pass in the final third of maybe a slightly better decision making, and we would have scored even earlier than we did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're saying,
there's
the familiarity with this 4-3-3 and knowing where players going to be, the passing was so much better.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still just I thought like a yard off in a lot of cases, which as we're sort of coming out of this funk is totally to be expected, but a little bit more regularity, a little longer, in the oven, and it'll be ready to come out. It'll be a drubbing for somebody.
Yeah, a little, maybe like 10 more minutes in 100, I almost said 100-degree oven, 400-degree oven, maybe.
Right, just get a little brown on top.
Yeah. We want to, you don't want to overcook it, and
make sure the cheese is melted before you pull it out of the oven next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, of the front three, Ekitike looked kind of like the most isolated, a little bit lost. He didn't have that much to do in the game. He did end up scoring an offside header, which I thought was really good because I feel like his heading chances have not been like that great given how tall he is. He's not that
I read when we signed him that he's bad at headers, and I don't think he's gotten a header on target before today. So I was pumped for him. I mean, it was offside, but it was still a great header.
It was, yeah. So hopefully more of that, please. What do you think of Gakpo? Gakpo has been, true. He's been messing with my mind. He was our second top scorer last year.
Yep.
We've talked about this. He has his traits. He loves to cut in. He likes to take shots. He did that today. He loves a back post cross. He was kind of underwhelming. I think he was pretty solid on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think ultimately it was a pretty good game from Gakpo, but still frustrating to watch because he's doing the same thing. He's cutting inside, but he was beating his man. He was getting past the fullback and creating space really well. He won a couple dangerous free kicks. He got himself into good positions to take the shot. He then skied it to Rosette, as they say across the pond.
They do say it. Yeah.
And he played a couple, I thought, good back post crosses too. So it was watching him for me is tough right now because he just does the same thing and doesn't produce. And the ball goes to him and essentially we lose it is what happened. But in terms of his performance, and yeah, I think I agree as well. Defensively, he was pretty good. Ultimately, he was not a problem at all today.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And the nice thing, same with Mo Salah, they're both using their fullbacks. Bradley and Robertson had some time on the ball too, and they were using those overlapping runs to I think pretty good effect. Like they were able to bomb into the box and kind of try to do a slide rule pass. It would go to an Aston Villa defender, but those chances were there, which was nice to see. It did feel like the Liverpool of last season. It just felt a lot more confident in the attacking flow, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that too, I mean, obviously the reversion to the true 4-3-3 with that like flat 3. But McAllister, like you said, he played great. I think the important thing is that he played competently. I think
he played. Yes, I think so.
I come away thinking I have almost nothing to say, good or bad.
What you want? I mean, I don't remember a key like McAllister mistake. You know what I mean? I think.
Definitely not that.
Like you said, I think he was pretty solid on the ball. He was composed enough.
He was also battling. There was a moment. Were you about to talk about when he's boxing?
Yeah, wait,
please.
No, what were we gonna say? Please.
No, just first of all, corners. Just the whole situation around corners. Corners, I can't watch them and be happy at the same time. That's so stupid.
What do you mean?
The circus of everyone shoving each other, the goalkeeper's putting his hands up and falling back into the back of the net. But today, Onana, who I actually think typically plays pretty well against us, I'm kind of nervous when I see him. But Onana, he's 6'3", 6'4", he's a big dude. And McAllister is 5'7", and they were... Go ahead.
No, just any time I see McAllister trying to like block a run on a person that is at least like 3 feet bigger than him. It's just like, it's just a problem, like he did like in the game against Newcastle in the EFL Cup against Dan Burn, where it's just like a free header essentially. But yeah, McAllister just goes, he just almost gets into a wrestling match with Onana, and Onana kind of has it, and he just almost like strangles him. He puts a little hand around the neck and just throws him to the ground.
Strangled him for a split second, right? But that was like, those were clenched hands on his neck.
I guess you're allowed to do that. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought, I mean, obviously they call the foul, but still.
Right, they give him a yellow card. I personally don't need to see that. He doesn't need to get red, as far as I'm concerned.
No.
Although that should be, I guess, like a letter of the law. You can't choke somebody, and maybe you give them a red card. But
right. Well, that's the thing.
But it was just like, it was the throat slam for sure.
It was awesome. It was kind of cool actually. Yeah. But that's like a thing though, because McAllister does go down pretty theatrically. It looks like he's been shot.
It's tough to watch sometimes.
It is tough to watch, but I feel like that's something that we've been missing this season. Is like there's just not enough like.
Get your shirt dirty.
Yeah, they called the dark arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not going Voldemort style. We need to really kind of let the other team know that you can't mess with us, And so I did enjoy that from McAllister. Just like, take the foul. If you can stop play, do it. That's great.
And he did for like 3 minutes.
And he did. And when I think he got wrestled to the ground from Onana, I think on that same corner, and they call the foul on Onana, and then he gets up and he just looks like he scored like a winning goal or something.
Yeah, it was like this is Sparta.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if anybody remembers 300.
He kicked or Meet the Spartans, a really good
movie.
Meet
the Spartans, even better.
But yeah, it looks like he kicked Onana down a well or something. But yeah, man, I mean, again, we've talked about before, or we've talked about this episode, we looked really composed. There's a few moments, with Aston Villa, I think they were actually a very good team to play today, because I think previously we've been playing these teams that have been a lot more direct, where they just kick the ball down, someone's able to chest it, and then play like a 1-2 with another player and they score on us, right? Like we, for some reason, our kryptonite has been these like 50-50 chances or winning the second ball. We just have not been able to be very good at this. But with Aston Villa, they were playing the ball on the ground. They were trying to press. They were playing short goal kicks, playing from the back, which led to the Mo Salah goal, which we'll get into. But yeah, man, I think we were able to hold our shape and we were able to press, and they were letting us press them. So I think, yeah, without them being like that physical or being that direct, I think this was a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it really has to be said. This was a little bit like the Frankfurt game, which is to say, Villa did absolutely nothing that
Right.
we didn't want them to do. They didn't play long balls. They didn't really battle in the middle of the park. They built from the back with such sort of like rigid stubbornness
Right.
that, I mean, it was almost laughable. It really created both the goals and sort of created a third.
Almost, yeah.
Like, as much as we're praising our own performance, Villa, held the 3 points up and said, just please grab it. And we did.
Yeah, and I feel like like on the defensive end, which I was really impressed with Konate and Virgil, they dealt with everything. They dealt with the corners. They dealt with everything thrown at them. And the only chances I can remember from an Aston Villa perspective are all just shots from distance that we kind of let them have. There was not really any pressing. I think, who had the shot from distance? Was it
Morgan Rogers?
Yeah, Morgan Rogers that got tipped over by Georgie.
Oh, that was the Matty Cash one, the right back.
Was that the Matty Cash? Yeah, that was a great shot.
Yeah.
And and you see Marmadashvili, being a very good shot stopper, very good at that.
He's good at being big.
Sure. He's a huge frame. He has a
big
huge
boy,
frame.
Big dog.
Yeah. He's a big boy. So yeah, I think we limited their chances, which was, really surprising. They had a few counterattacks, but again, I thought we dealt really well. I thought we defended competently. Like, I thought Bradley was really good this game.
Having Gravenberch back, I think, is huge, but I think there was also just a concerted effort throughout the game to keep one of the midfield three deep, which was usually Gravenberch, but when Gravenberch got forward, it was then
sometimes Dominic too. Yeah, Dominic's really good too in the press as well. I feel like I feel like I don't have any statistics in front of me, but like I like to see how many.
I think it's 100%
of just everything.
That's right.
Because you're probably right.
Yeah.
But just like the amount of times that we won the ball back, I felt like we did that a lot in the midfield. And yeah, I think that was a key component of winning this game, was like we had to win the midfield battle, and we definitely did.
Yeah, which is, again, such a huge compliment to McAllister, who's been just so horrible. And Gravenberch, too. I think Gravenberch might have been, to be frank, the worst player on the pitch, but that's because he's coming back from rolling his ankle this week,
You're saying in this game?
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit. He looked rusty to me. He looked like he'd been resting for a week and a half.
I mean, there's a few moments where, because I feel like we
really undercooked a lot of passes. Like, it didn't seem like he was hitting the ball cleanly.
Cooking metaphor that we kind of got cooking here.
So it's fall. It's really a baking situation for me, but
sure,
let him bake doesn't work.
Let him bake, yeah.
Because
bake is just it gets it's hand in hand with something else.
Yeah,
in terms of getting baked.
Pumpkin bread.
And I made some last night, and it was great, James. I made a couple pumpkin pies last night, and they were fabulous. Happy Halloween. Oh yeah, so Gravenberch. Yeah, there's a few times, because we've said this in previous episodes, where he's an amazing ball carrier. Like, he will take the ball and he will move it up the pitch. And he did that a couple times where he would lose the ball, and then we kind of just had no one in midfield to track back and win back a tackle. So there's a few times when he did that, which was a little nerve wracking. But for someone coming back from an injury, I thought he was pretty decent.
Yeah, I thought he was decent too. What I'm saying that he was the worst player on the pitch. What I mean to say is the performance was just pretty high across the board.
Right. I just want to make sure you weren't bad mouthing our boy here. Sorry.
Hey, if I want to badmouth him, I will, but you'll
James,
know it.
It's true, but we do need you to bring up the fantastic nickname that you coined for him.
Well, I can't take full credit. I think I misunderstood the commentator is what really happened. But Gravenberch wins the ball back, edge of the box, lines the shot up, scores, and what do we hear? Ryan Hammersbach!
Is that a thing? I didn't know. I thought you made that up. I thought you were just watching.
No, I think the commentator said it.
I thought you were just watching Thor: The Dark World.
Maybe we should sort of go back, cut that last second out, and just make it our own thing. Ryan Hammersbach.
Yeah, because it is like close enough to Gravenberch, where you're like, okay. But
right.
I like Hammerspark. That's cool. I think
Ryan Hammersbach. Cool. I mean, if I could pick my own nickname, it might be Ryan Hammersbach.
Yeah, you look like a hammer spark. Well, since we already brought the Gravenberch goal, let's talk about the Salah goal, which happened. Was it right halftime or right after halftime?
It was like the 41st. I wish that I wrote it down, but it was before halftime.
Which, look, we had a goal ruled offsides in the 43rd minute. That was the Ekitike.
So it was after that. So it was like 45 then. In fact, now that we're talking about it, it was right into stoppage time. It was like
it was, yeah.
46.
So, which was real quick about that for that Ekitike chance. A beautiful, beautiful cross by why am I blanking?
Dom.
It was by Dom. Okay, yeah, there you go. Beautiful cross by them. It was a shame he was like, he didn't have to be offside, but he was. It was annoying. But with the Mohamed Salah chance, so like I said before, they were playing out from the back, Aston Villa, for every single goal kick, and
not passing more than 20 yards. I mean, most of the goal kicks, like the pass was to a player who was also in the box.
Yeah, and Martinez, the Aston Villa goalkeeper, did he pass right to Salah, or was it to Pau Torres and then to Salah? It was basically one of
no, it was right to Salah.
Right to Salah.
I mean, he was passing to Pau Torres, but
he never got a touch. Pau Torres, go straight to Salah, and Salah. This is very difficult. He just side foots it into the net, which I thought was like as easy as much as a gift that goal was. He really could have screwed that up too, given his form.
It was a great finish.
It was a great finish.
Not even given his form. It was on his weaker foot. There was a defender in between him and the goal, and he was, I mean, still 20 yards out, or maybe not quite 20, but it was no tap in.
It wasn't. It was inside the box, but yeah, again, it was at an angle.
It was a tight angle.
Tight angle, and he scored. And James, we needed that because every single game you played so far, we've given up the first goal. And this is, it was a breath of fresh air.
Even beating Frankfurt, they scored first.
Exactly. Yeah. So seeing Mo Salah get the goal, which, he had a good game up until then, but you could tell he really needed that. Yeah. And again, right before halftime too. It's like, it's truly the perfect time to score.
Perfect time to score.
Perfect time to score. And going into halftime, again, I thought we looked the better team. We looked more composed. There was a few moments, with like Aston Villa counterattacks, but I thought we handled those perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I could honestly say about this game, I mean, I'm elated we won, but it was it's kind of boring. Like there were not a ton going on, a little bit uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I mean, it was boring, but to me, it wasn't in the sense that I was just like. Anytime Aston Villa had the ball in around our box,
you were
I was a little
you were clenching something.
Yeah. I was clenched up a little bit, so I was, I was on my toes this entire game. Even
you were jacked in. You were jacked in.
Well into the 85th minute until they blew that beautiful whistle. But James, we'll get into the second half, but this takes us to third place. And yes, there are games tomorrow. And I told you, last episode, I wasn't going to look at the table. I didn't want to look at the table. We're in third for now. We're, well and truly behind Arsenal. But I can't believe we're in third. It's incredible.
Yeah, the, what is it? The rumors of my death have been grossly overstated. Something like that.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, it was 10th as we kicked off. All the way to third. So it's pretty tight. The middle of the upper middle of the Premier League is pretty packed right now, but
it's very packed.
It's going to be a tough game next week. We got City away, but the fact that I think no matter what happens, I mean, City play tomorrow,
they play Bournemouth
regardless of results, we're in the top 4.
Yeah. And again, it was a good reminder that we can play football.
That at the end of a storm, there's a golden sky.
Exactly, James.
I've heard that somewhere.
It's a famous song from somewhere. Let's get into the Gravenberch goal because that was on the 58th minute.
Yep. Hey, the second most perfect time to score, 58.
One would say, Gakpo and McAllister have a great 1-2 combination. I thought the triangle, again, the passing patterns were so good at this game. And I think it was also a factor in that Aston Villa weren't pressing that hard. They weren't like
No,
committing too many guys onto a player, so we kind of had free reign in terms of passing
and they
amongst.
seem to defend in a 4-3-3 as opposed to sort of flattening out into like a 5-4-1, which a lot of teams have been doing. I guess so that they could counter quickly, but the result was they just didn't have that many men behind the ball.
Yeah. So with this goal, or with this the goal, Gakpo and McAllister, they combined, and then Gravenberch is running to open space. They find Gravenberch. He takes a shot, goes in. It's a little bit, hits a deflection, but other than that, I mean, first goal since coming back into the team. And, that happened, I think, in the second half too with Szoboszlai. There was a few chances where he could have scored, and he kind of just tamely passes it into Martinez's hands. But yeah, I mean, 1-0 is good, but 2-0, come on, give me a break.
Gravy, Gravenberch, hammer
yeah,
spark.
hammer spark.
Yeah, I think that the Dom especially, but not just Dom, the final third passing, the decision making, especially on the counter, is just like not quite. It needs a little tightening up. But it was better today. So often we get in these positions where we have like a 3-on-2 and still somehow manage not even to take a shot at the end of it, and that's it's getting old. But that's a problem for another day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of what else we can talk about because, the game just ended. Do I remember everything that happened in the game? No, not really. We only had one substitution. Florian Wirtz comes in the game for Ekitike around, I want to say, the 71st minute. Like I said, again, Ekitike didn't have a great game. He was kind of isolated a few times. There's a few chances in the box, but usually we just go straight to an Aston Villa defender.
I mean, he did have a couple beautiful back heels.
He did. That's true, James. There's that that back heel to Gakpo,
Yeah.
I think, and that was amazing. Yeah.
So and then the chance that Robbo crosses to Salah right before he gets subbed. It's
right.
Ekitike on the edge of the box, and then he plays that cheeky back heel, Robbo overlapping. The way that football is supposed to work.
Yeah. Again, there's just like fluid. There's just a fluidity within the team that was amazing. What do you think of Flo? Because he only gets about 20 minutes to kind of impose himself. He kind of basically just is a 1-for-1 swap for Ekitike. He's about a foot smaller than him. And, he was involved. There's a few chances. He had a couple wayward passes. He won the ball back a couple times. But it kind of just seemed like when he came on, it was mostly Aston Villa with the ball. They were kind of doing all the attacking on our end, so he didn't have that much to contribute. He was mostly kind of doing a lot of defensive work.
Yeah, I think that's what I would say about his performance. He didn't have much of an opportunity to do anything offensively. We'd kind of gotten to the point where we were happy to shake hands on 2-0. We weren't committing too many men forward, which I think is good. But he pressed hard. He looks like he would press really great alongside Dom or Wirtz. He won the ball back, I think, on the edge of our box a couple times, which is great to see, especially from in this case, number 9. He was playing in the middle. So I think that's interesting. The fact that he came in for Ekitike and not for Gakpo. That might be
even McAllister too. I was kind of certain that McAllister would get gotten subbed off, given that he played midweek.
I think that it might be more just an eye on keeping Ekitike as fresh as possible for this week because he's playing every game, and we play Madrid on Tuesday.
That's a great point. Yeah, that makes the most sense, just given the time crunch, and we don't really know what Isak's return is going to be. It's probably about at least another week, so maybe he'll be on the bench for City. He's definitely going to miss Real Madrid.
City is the last game before the break, the international break.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll see Isak until after that break.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a shame, but it'll be honestly given how how this. I don't really want to get ahead of myself because we played so well against Frankfurt and then we just essentially capitulated against Brentford. So I don't want.
That's right. I mean, let's talk about that because Madrid aren't going to play long either. I mean, they might play a couple long passes, but they're not going to just be a long ball Brentford style team. Interestingly, I think that City could because they basically did that
Holland
against they have Holland. They did they scored early on a long ball against Arsenal, and then they just shut up shop and tried to hit same thing, just like hit Holland with a deep pass.
Right.
They could easily do that against us, and that could be a problem. The other thing is that they're home. So are they just going to sit back and soak up
Yeah,
pressure when they're the home team? I'm not sure.
that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
think about the them being home as a factor. But like these 3 games, given they are against hard teams, the matchup suits us, I would say, in a way. And they just
Absolutely.
happen to be 3 really good teams. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I wouldn't say the Real Madrid is a must-win game. Is it at Anfield? It's at
Yeah,
home.
it's at home.
Um, we beat them at home last year. Why not do it again?
Why not?
But yeah, again, it's not a must-win game, but we need to build momentum in some way. So I think a performance is needed, even if it ends
Oh
in a
yeah.
loss or something. But I think this was a great, again, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but this was a good reminder, just that there are there's like a plan in place, at least. You know what I mean? Like you could see it on the field today, that there were instructions. The instructions were listened to by the players, and the players executed those instructions, and they ended up winning the game.
Right, just the basics, which is what we've been
Yeah,
complaining about.
for sure.
And also just like throwing your weight around a little bit, a couple elbows, a couple
Yes.
shoulder checks. It was just nice to see.
Yeah, exactly. Being physical is
Yeah.
a must. Again, like, in the first half, we weren't winning some of those like challenges, but as the game grew on, as we grew into the game, yeah, the physicality was there, and it was just, again, so needed, because
Yeah.
we've looked so like, not even flat, but we just looked weak. We looked weak in just every sense of the word. So, yeah, again, I think a result is not a must, but I think a performance is, for sure, against Madrid, and then we'll go on from City from there. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they perform, because, again, being at Anfield, I think this is going to be huge.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I agree that a performance is the key. A result it's not quite must win. I mean, it's a home game. And
You'd like to win your home
hard.
games in this Champions League format, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would take a draw right now. That would be fine with me. If I could win 2 of these games, it's the league games.
It's the league games,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, because right now we sit in 10th place, so we're in like in the round of 16 playoff phase in the table. We're literally just a point away from just going to automatic qualification. So we'll see. But like, as we learned from last year, PSG were in the playoff round and they ended up winning the whole thing. So I don't think it's necessary. It's one less game, but could also be a good for the squad. Just maybe throwing an extra must-win game in there, but we'll see.
Yeah, we cut out a couple fixtures by losing to Palace on Wednesday. Now we don't have a quarterfinal for the League Cup, and then potentially too, like a semifinal.
Absolutely, and Crystal Palace's reward for beating us is playing Arsenal. So good on them. Have a great time.
So that's
doing
what
that.
we wouldn't play in Arsenal, I guess.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
No.
So sometimes people. Okay, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So some people, when they do that, when people say like, we would have played, this is how I see it. Maybe I'm crazy. If we were to beat Crystal Palace, we would not have gotten Arsenal. Maybe not, because
like the balls would have been in a different order.
It would just the whole thing would have shifted. You know what I mean? Like everything would have changed. Is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of like like the movie Interstellar. I don't know why I brought up Interstellar.
There's a more specific movie that you could bring up.
Wait, tell me, what is it?
Well, it's called Butterfly Effect, dude. It's got I think it's got Ashton Kutcher in it.
Of course, James. I'm a fool. It's Ashton Kutcher special.
It's the Cooch.
It's the Coochman. Yeah, the Butterfly Effect. So when people say like, we would have gone in Arsenal, no, we wouldn't have, because if we beat it, all the circumstances.
Maybe we would have.
Maybe there's a chance. I'm saying there is a chance, but so that's just something that's
right. You can't just swap it out 1-to-1.
Yeah, that's just not how it works. That's not how it works. Thank you.
And James. I forget that you're a mathematician.
I've been known to write some things on a chalkboard. I was a janitor at a college.
Well, I'm always introducing you as magician, but it's just that. All right. Well, on that note, look, I I don't know what's going to change for the lineup for Madrid, but it's in 3 days, so it's a short turnaround. Do you think that he just goes same again?
I honestly, at this point, I would. I don't know. I mean, the only substitution, like at this point, I wouldn't play Kirkez. He might play Kirkez just given the quick turnaround.
Yeah,
I wouldn't, just because I don't know, man. After seeing Robertson play, I know he's older, but he's a veteran. He can play another game. I just don't know if I would throw Kirkez in. But maybe you don't play Kirkez in the Premier League games, which, as you and I've just stated, are kind of must wins at this point.
yeah.
So maybe he will play against Real Madrid.
Who is? Do you have any idea? Is Rodrigo playing on the right for them, or have
That's a great question. I can look at their last
changed
game,
their
which
lineup
I think
up?
they played today. Actually, let's look.
I think
They
played.
They beat
ahead.
Valencia 4-0 today. On the right hand side, so they played Franco Mastuano. I can't pronounce that, but he's a 18-year-old Argentinian kid. So he was on the right.
Okay,
I don't know.
that feels like they were resting someone for our game, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too. Rodrigo does come on for the 80th minute. I would be lying if I said I watched any of Real Madrid games this season, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I do my best not to be totally honest.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if it's Rodrigo, maybe you just play the wily veteran Robertson. Maybe just keep playing him, because I thought he looked fantastic today. I think he can play another game. I think he'd be fine.
But I don't know that he can play 3. That's the thing.
I
So
know,
would you rather he plays Madrid or he plays City?
I'd rather him play City, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me too.
I think so. I think you're right. So maybe we'll see a change in Kirkez for that game.
Captain
which
Kirk.
I love that. He doesn't deserve that, but I do love that. Another change, we could be seeing Florian Wirtz somewhere in this lineup, maybe a change from McAllister, who has played 2 games already, or maybe Gravenberch, maybe because he's getting back into fitness.
Yep.
But yeah, there's just not that many changes we can do. So, I think it's going to be maybe 2 changes and that's it. Maybe your left back and one of your midfielders.
I think Wirtz comes in. I'm not sure exactly who for, because, I mean, he played false nine today. He's played left wing. He's played right wing.
Yeah.
And he's obviously played in the middle. So it could be Gakpo. It could be McAllister. It could be Gravenberch.
I think Gakpo has to start. Again, we have no one on the left-hand side. And I don't think he likes playing Wirtz on the left. He wants to play him central. But
yeah, I don't think he does either. But it's happened before is really what I'm getting at.
It has
against
happened.
Palace, actually.
James, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Hey,
yeah, because
we're
not gonna have we're not gonna have Jones either. He probably I think he got a knock the last game, so he's not going to be playing. He's probably on a week-long timeline too in terms of coming back.
This is what he does too. He gets a couple games in a row. He starts rolling. He looks great, and then he gets that niggle.
I know.
Which
it's a shame.
I hear people say niggle to describe an injury, and dude, I don't like to say it.
I hate that. I
don't
truly,
like this.
I hate it so much. It makes me very, very nervous because you could slip up very, very easily.
Right, nickel.
Yeah. No one wants a nickel.
Nickel and diming you.
Yeah, those Brits, they say weird things. They say horses for courses. I got to stop hearing that. I hate.
He's had a mare. Oh, he's had an absolute mare.
Yeah. What is the mare?
I imagine it's a nightmare.
They run a city. You got to have your mares.
Mayor of Easttown.
Absolute James, dude. And it's spelled the same.
We got these in my back pocket.
Oh
Anytime something comes up, I got a little British idiot.
Did you like Mayor of Easttown?
Haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. You got to watch Mayor of Easttown. It's fantastic.
I don't really like that sort of show, like a crime thriller.
You don't? What do you like?
Anime.
Oh, you're a Chainsaw Man guy? You're a chainsaw guy?
I just want the record to show that I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Chainsaw Man.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, anime freaks me out a little bit. Yeah,
let's pump the brakes on the anime talk.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the to the redheads.
Who, famous anime fan, Kanata, huge anime head.
That's true. One of his goal celebrations is Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan.
Oh, is that what it is? It's like a Goku thing? Okay.
It's like a...
He does sometimes I do like a weird salute, like a little,
salute.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
The Mexican
Scout
national team,
regiment.
they'll do the salute with like the.
They have a flat hand.
The flat hand across the chest.
Yeah, he does like a curled fist.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I like that kind of. It looks, maybe it's a little Third Reichy for my taste. It looks a little fascisty. I don't know.
think that the Reich famously doesn't curl their fist, man.
Well, I know, but what I'm just saying, it kind of feels like in the same ballpark, where it feels like a little, I don't know about that.
Well, it's militant. I mean, it's a salute.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, James. I don't like it.
Okay. I mean, just support our boys. Support our boys.
Thin red line, baby. James, we've really stretched this podcast to a good 40 minutes.
And we did about 10 on just shows we don't like.
You gotta watch Mayor of Easttown. So it feels good to win. I'm gonna leave it at that. Really happy. I'm reading that this was Mohamed Salah's 250th goal for Liverpool. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great for him. He really needed that. He looked fantastic. He still can't quite beat a man, but his hold up play was stupendous. He got fouls called on him or for him, James.
Yeah, that was
amazing.
The most shocking part of today's performance. Yeah,
absolutely.
He got a whistle. He got 2 or 3.
Every time he got pulled down, I was like, he's not going to call it. He's not going to get it called, and he got it called, and it was a joy to behold.
Nothing to cry about today. We got nothing to cry about.
Absolutely. James, Liverpool win 2-0 at home against Aston Villa. Much needed victory. We have games against Real Madrid, Manchester City coming up. It's an intense week, but we look like we're on the right track.
That's right. I can't wait for Tuesday. Honestly, it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a big atmosphere. Anfield will be rocking.
It's going to be huge.
What is it? It's going to be an 8 p.m. kickoff Tuesday night. Can't wait.
Ooh, and daylight savings? Is that happening tonight
daylight savings
or tomorrow
happens
night?
Tonight. That's right.
Sleep well, Reds. Sleep
Nighty
well. Night. You were all dressed up as your favorite Liverpool player. You're snacking on your candy as you're listening to this. We appreciate you. Thank you for liking the podcast, for listening, for subscribing. James, where else can they find us?
That's a great question, Ian. They can find us wherever you find podcasts. The one place that I find podcasts, admittedly, is Apple Podcasts, which I think makes me a little bit of a square. But we're on Spotify. We're on, I think one of them is called like Cloudy or Rainy Day, something like that.
I think it's called Overcast. But you were very close.
Yeah. And we're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm a Pocket Cast guy myself. I like Pocket Cast.
Yeah, I just use Apple
Spotify.
Podcasts.
I also would like to apologize for the re-upload of some episodes because we have been flagged for using music. So the era of outro music is over. I'm sad to say.
We thought that we were small enough. Turns out we've gotten too big.
Apparently, if you use a Beatles song, that's a strict no-no.
Yeah.
And Spotify.
Yeah. So we're doing MJ from now on.
Yeah. But anyway, James, this was fantastic. I'm so giddy from the win. Can't wait to talk to you next week when we have 2 more wins under our belt.
Hey, I feel the exact same way. It's been so fun doing a match review. The second the final whistle blows, it's so fresh in my mind. Next week, I'm going to be out of town, so it's going to be interesting to hear what the quality is of that episode.
Yeah, from what I've heard, you're going to be taking a trip to Mountain Doom?
Yep, I'm going to be in sunny old New Zealand. Just say it, man.
I was trying to think of something. I don't know if it's not Down Under because that's Australia. Throwing shrimp on the Barbie is Australian. I got nothing for New Zealand.
Good eye. That's Australia.
Good eye.
Yeah.
Any listeners from New Zealand? That'd be awesome. There are none. Anyway, James, fantastic talking to you. And I'll see you next week.
Sayonara.